We wanted to talk about how to do notifications and what is Jeff's hack for doing these without losing your sanity.
So here's how I process notifications. I click on notifications, bring them up, and I almost invariably make sure you can see that the new ones are blue. They're a light blue background. Everybody mostly knows that. Okay. And a whole bunch of these are going to be from that live. So I'm not going to process those. I'm going to go. One of the things I invariably do is I go to the end of them. See, so I can now tell that this was here. Okay.
So if
Now,
it's white, just to clarify, if it's white, it's already been dealt with. You've either
exactly.
looked at it, responded, ignored, whatever. It's
Yes.
already been attended to. It's the blue ones we're focusing on.
Right. Now, it depends on what the notification is here, okay? This notification is about my company page saying, look, the company page followers have not heard from you in a while, share a post. Well,
Crickets.
I don't want to do that. I don't have time to do that. Okay, fine. I just three dots, delete, and it's processed. Done,
Got it.
right? Okay. Now, here's something from someone else, and this is a good enough one to illustrate that you can do this with any of them, okay?
Okay.
This person and 22 others commented on Tina's post. Okay, I think this might have been a live, so it's not going to work for me to open it up to go to the comments kind of thing. But I
Right.
want to illustrate the fact that if you press here, see, I'm looking at that person. I
Oh,
right mouse click on that person, and I open that link in a new tab, and that will take me to that person's profile.
wow. And there was a lot of options. I didn't even know that that was a thing. To
Yep.
be honest, I've never even noticed that before. There was all
Yeah.
sorts of things buried in there.
So it just depends on where you click. Clicking here, opening a new tab, opening a new window. I can create a QR code for that image if I want to. This is all just contextual with the browser. Okay.
Wow.
I almost always just use the open new link. Okay. Now, if I do that instead, I right mouse click on the actual comment or whatever else there is here. Opening that link in a new tab will take me to a new tab with that comment or etc. there instead of the
Right.
person's profile.
Right.
Okay. And if I try this, I got to believe that if I open that link in a new tab, what it's going to end up doing, because that was a live, exactly, it
Goes to
takes
the
me to the
event.
live, okay, which is not what I want to do. But I process it, I come back here, and when I'm done with it, I usually go ahead and delete it.
Got it.
Okay,
Got
so
it.
now I
So
can work
now
my
it's
way
not
up.
cluttering
Right?
up. You know it's been handled.
Exactly. And again, it depends on what this is. If Andrew and 58 others reacted to your post, okay, I might want to go to your post to see more, but I might just say, oh, I don't need to do anything with that. They are the person that reacted with it. Okay, delete, I'm done.
And a
It's
reaction is strictly a like. It's not a comment. A
exactly.
reaction is strictly just I liked it or
Yep,
laughed or curious or
exactly.
whatever the other things are.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a comment. It's just a celebrate. It's just a support. It's just a
Right.
heart. It's, et cetera. Okay. And a lot of times when someone will like my comment, the only thing I will do with that, like this one, is I will right mouse click and thank them, if you will, for liking my comment by going to their profile, giving them a
Okay.
view, checking them out, see whether or not I might actually want to connect with this person. This person is actually the lady who was on the live with Tina earlier.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'll be done with that. And again, back here, and I'm done.
Got it.
Okay. So I just work my way back up, and literally it only takes me seconds to do. I could process 24 or 25 notifications in probably less than 3 minutes.
And
Okay.
never lose your
And
place.
never lose your place.
And that, because otherwise you're scrolling up and down. So
Yep.
that one here by Donald Lewis, he's commented on a post that mentions you. So that's probably one you'd want to really go
To
check
go
out,
to the
right?
post. Exactly. Yes. And again, he's a new person. I don't know him. So again, I'd probably open his profile in a new one, and I'd also go to the comment inside of that one. So I'll look
Okay.
at him, see what he's like, whether or not he have any mutual connections, which we usually do, et cetera, what he's about, whether or not I want to follow him. I can follow him, of course, or connect with him. Okay. And
Now,
then
why
if I
can you send him a message? Is that because he's open to in mail because you're not connected, or
well, I
can you
can
not
send him
send a message?
Well, I
Is
can send him a message if he were open and I had a free account, okay? Or I can send him a message because I have a paid account and it's an in-mail,
okay.
Okay,
Got
so it
it.
depends on it depends on the message situation.
Okay.
But when I'm done with looking at his profile, I close that one and there I am. I'm at this. Okay. So
So
if
you
I
don't
were
even have
just
to scroll to the comment. You're going right
going
to
directly
his
to his, exactly,
comment.
directly to his comment, I can do something with it or not. Again, all he did here was mention some other folks to bring them into the conversation. So I probably would not like this or anything along those lines. So I probably am done with that one as well. And meanwhile, back at the ranch. Okay.
Got it. Got it.
And this is another one that I would not be able to get to because this is from Tina's live,
So
but
it's
she
another
mentioned me in a
event.
comment. Exactly. But I've got other links that are directly to a person. So look at all the safe people that I would normally like to comment on, including
Nice.
Tina. So instead, I'll go to Tina, and this will actually take me directly there. So that instead of right mouse clicking,
Look
okay,
how seamless that is.
yep. And now I'm there, and now I can do again. Look at the comments. It brings up the relevant comments for me. There it is. Thank you for joining. I will see you in an hour on Jillian's live. I will go ahead and like that, and I'm done. Okay,
Awesome.
or I can like more of them. There's more. There's more. Okay,
Got it.
so or I can continue to comment. It depends on how much time I have.
Sure, sure, sure. And
And now, of
sometimes it's
course,
a question. People are bringing you into the conversation
yeah,
because it's like, oh, Jeff, could you show people how to not be the LinkedIn blank head, type of thing.
yeah, exactly. Well, and now that I've done that, okay, I've gone away from the notifications, so I do have to go back to the notifications. Okay, and now I got to scroll back down to where I was, but that's
Which
always marked
highlights
as
why it's important to use the right click so that you don't have to do all this scrolling.
exactly.
Awesome. Awesome.
But going
Such a
away
time
from it every
saver.
single time means you're going to have to go back to it to scroll down to it. And again, I just from my perspective, I always scroll down to the bottom and work my way up to the top
I
because
do the
that
same
seems to be
thing.
more effective and efficient for me.
I
Okay.
like it. I like
Yep.
it. Great. Great. This is super.
And again, that's one of the best ways that I save time is doing it this way because that really does save me a lot of time. And I don't have to ignore any of my notifications.
And that's so
I may
important.
ignore a notification because I'm seeing it and I don't need to do anything with it, but I'm not going to ignore any of my notifications, which is a big deal for me because I want to make sure that people and my brand is that I am going to interact with people out on LinkedIn. That's what
Right.
I do.
Right. And I think that this is probably especially important, Jeff, because for someone like you, how many followers are you at now? What's your
Almost
count?
42,000, I think.
Okay, so you have 42,000. I have seven. I have 7,000 or 8,000 or something like that. I noticed my habits have had to change going from, within 2 years. 2 years ago, I was at 200 or 300 people. So I've noticed that as I get more and more followers, I've had to be more and more time efficient because the habits that you start with you can't continue to use that you have to find ways to scale up. So even if you say, oh, I've only got 1,000 followers now, well, what happens when you have 10,000 followers or 100,000
Yeah.
followers? So you almost want to start implementing these strategies from the get-go so that you have your process in place.
Well, because otherwise you won't have the time. It's just going to
No.
be that simple. You won't have the time. And I don't blame you. If you don't have the time, you can't take the time. So you're just not going to follow up with some of those possibilities that you just never know where that next great connection is going to come from, where that next great opportunity is going to come from, where that great learning opportunity is going to come from.
I agree. I agree. This is super gold. Gold.
Thank you.
Thank you.